And yo, this is another video, so let's go. All right, I'm not gonna take up a lot of time by me for what I'm doing, but I'm gonna be very direct and get right to the point. I'm actually doing something. I'm venerating a person and player that was known all over the world, and also his child to also him and his child passed or left their physical bodies together. The person I'm talking about is Kobe Black Mamba Bryant and Gianni or Gigi, if I'm not saying it right. The day it happened a few years ago, some people I knew had called me, and I was in the middle of some Nordic mythology I was reading, and when it happened, when they called me, I had just started going, I just started getting this information from the ancestors just to show me what was going on, and it came right through that whole day, and I ended up, it took me a couple of hours to figure it all out, record it, and put it out, and it is exactly what it is, what I thought it was. So I'm not gonna hold up a lot of time. So by me being in the area and surveying the area, when getting here, the ancestors was right on. My ancestors was perfectly in figured this shit out. They knew exactly they have me go through what I was reading that day and what I've been reading before and after that, but actually before and that day, to actually get a total of what's going on, or a sum of what's going on. So, the whole thing with Aaliyah Haughton and Kobe Black Mamba Bryant. Aaliyah, in her last film she was in, she was Akasha, a vampire. She was flying. Kobe Black Mamba Bryant, of course, he flies through the air when he's dunking the basketball or scoring at a higher percentage when you're close to the basket. So, Aaliyah, she had passed in a plane crash, and Kobe Bryant had passed in a helicopter crash. So with Aaliyah, remember, everything is based on mythology in the world. The world is an illusion. So remember, if I always tell people, mythology is everything. Just because you're reading it when you read it, it just sounds so outlandish, or it sounds like it couldn't happen down here. That's where you lose at. So let me not get off task and stay on task. I don't have a lot of time left. So, Aaliyah was a vampire, like a dragon. That was when she was flying in the movie The Queen of the Damned. So when they took her down, they actually was taking down the dragon. Okay, and the dragon, in all mythologies, they try to always kill the dragon. That's what they did with Aaliyah. Kobe Black Mamba Bryant, remember, the mamba is a snake. Snake is a dragon. Okay, a dragon or a snake with wings is a dragon. So he's flying in a helicopter. They take the plane down, well, the helicopter down, and when they take it down and make it crash. It's like they're killing the dragon in mythology. Now, okay, Aaliyah, her plane had crashed in the Bahamas, right? I was very close to the area, not the Bahamas, but in Florida, when on the exact day that Kobe Bryant's helicopter had crashed. When I had did a video for that, when I looked up so much information that day and wrote all my notes down and showed and proved and made a video. It's out there for years. I'll try to remember to put it in the description for this video so you can correlate what I'm talking about in this video from that video to this video, and you'll understand and see very clearly and the people that are involved in with that situation. So from the East Coast to the West Coast, the ancestors, I'm just gonna say this, my ancestors, they put me in places, they tell me to go certain places, and they tell me to where to be at the exact time, at the right time. You know what I'm saying? And people that discard what the ancestors do, hey, that's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the ancestors give me to do, I knock it out, man. If it's like whatever it is on foot, whatever it is, or however I gotta get there, I gotta figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna figure it out and make it pop. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it pop like a firecracker, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, not to get off head, let's keep going. So, when I knew what that was, that's one of the most largest religions in the world is Christianity. We can say Islam, we can say Judaism. Religion is like giving your allegiance to something, okay? Or like, this is it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So, when I got here, on my way here, I was looking at the map. Something strange really got a hold of me. When I looked at the map, I was like, I always look when I'm going somewhere. I look in the surrounding areas, and I make my evaluation from there. So, did you know there's okay? Let me start somewhere and then take you where I'm finna take you. Not finna take a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get right to it. So, all right. So, in order for you to get to where the crash site is, you have to go through a dog park in Calabasas, right? I think it's like 4232 or 4234, some street in Calabasas. I found it online. I got here. Okay. So, when you get here at the dog park, like, it's really at the dog park, and it's like a water place where they do like the water for the city, right? So the dog park, the street that leads in to the water place for the city that regulates the water, it's like a winding road behind the water, and then it goes into a dog park. But that winding road, if you go backwards to where the street starts, it leads into a church. So the church goes into where the water consummation is, and then it goes into the dog park. And then on a winding trail, it'll lead you up a mountain for about a mile or a mile and a half, and then you up like 300 feet to 400 feet of elevation. So if that is happening, what does that mean? So this was a ritual, just like the whole Aaliyah. Everything in the world is a ritual. You get up, brush your teeth. I gotta go take a shower. I gotta eat my breakfast, go get my coffee, take my children to school, whatever it is that you do daily on a daily basis. Okay? But when you do a ritual, you make it to where it's in line mythologically, or it's in line with what you want to get across or get done. So ancestors put me on the job. When they put me on the job, I'm 1 for 1. I'm a bat for 1,000. My percentage is gonna be high. So let me show you something. A little close. Get a little closely. All right. You see that red light and them green lights right there? Let me get my hands. Now it's gone. Now it's there. So that's where the church is. Now, watch this. What is that? That is the crash site of where Kobe, Black Mamba Bryant, and Gianna, if I'm not saying it right, Gigi, from what everybody's been calling her, but I've come to, well, in the video that I made, her actual name is the name of a country in Greece or Italy, if I'm not mistaken. I've been a while since I made that video, but I think it's Italy because I remember either Italy or Greece. But I remember Kobe speaks fluent Italian. So, but let's go back. So there's a church down there. So remember what I told you, the religion, their whole thing is to kill the dragon. Why do you always see police officers 6-on-1, 7-on-1, whatever it is? They got, they're like Bobby Hemmitt always says, their biggest weapon is their what? We need back up. We need back up. Their what? Their walkie-talkie on their shoulder. That's their biggest weapon, because in order, it can't be just one-on-one. It's got to be more than one to subdue the perpetrator, the perp or whatever. So instead of me just saying these things and just lying, I'm going to have to do something that's going to kind of probably burn my battery. But it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to have to do this. And I actually have a video. I'll just check the descriptions. I'll remember to do this. I'm on task. All right, so I'm gonna pause it and do my thing. So, but yeah, this is the crash site of where everything happened. But in the daytime, you will be able to see how everything will look. The way it looks how it looks. It's like it's a dog trail, but you can see where the propellers would be at and where the body of the helicopter would have been at, right there. So this is the actual site of where everything happened. So at nighttime, so I guess someone put lights that solar lights, and then when it got dark, the lights came on. I've been, you know what I'm saying, so been here for a while. But yeah, and if you look very closely, that mountain right there, you can't, it's hard to see, but in the daytime you can very well see it. It looks like a pyramid. But right here too also, let me see if I can get you to see what I see. Okay, right there, where you see that darkness right here, that mountain, that little peak, it looks like a pyramid. That's where the water place is at, that regulates the water for the city of Calabasas too also. So that's why I said that's where the church is, right there too also. So they run ritual game. Ritual game is heavy when they know what's going on, so they can put certain people in certain spaces to where they can't get out of a situation, and then they end up killing them. They're gonna make a ritual out of the whole situation. So from East Coast to West Coast, they knew what they were doing with both these different muses. So let's get right to it, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. I don't just make up anything or just say anything. I'm gonna try to keep it paused and not stop the video. If I do, I'll make a part 2 and put that part 2 in the description, and then put the part 1 in the description of the part 2, so you can correlate the two of the videos. And then I'll put the old video that I made for Kobe like 2 years ago when it happened. And actually, it was on a Sunday. I remember it very vividly. It was 2 weeks. It was on the Pro Bowl day. It was 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. So, okay, but let me get you down there so I can show you what I'm talking about. It's like a mile walk. So regardless, things happen the way they happen, and if you're sincere, if you're sincere, the ancestors will know they can trust you, and your credentials, or your sincerity, or your sincerity are your credentials. It's kind of cold out here. I'm like in the mountains. I've been out here for hours, you know what I'm talking about? So like my hands is cold and all of that. So I'm like, me doing this, I'm like slightly shaking, but I'm not shaking scared. I mean like shaking like my body, trying to regulate my temperature. So by the time I walk down there, I should be pretty warm. But I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, this is the dog park I'm talking about. This is a trail of lights from the dog park going into the water station. Now, I don't know if you can see that star right there, that little bright star right there. All right, you're looking at Orion's belt. So now look at this. You got Orion's belt. It's three down the middle. You got those are the 3 pyramids of Giza, right? You got the 2 on the side. That makes a cross, right? You got the 1 star you can hardly see right there. That star right there is Draconis. Draconis, dragon. So then below Orion's belt, as you can see, now you can see them a little better. The 3 right there in the middle, like I said, you can see it right there. Can you look? If you can see it closely, right there, the 3, 1 on the side right there, 1 on the side right there. So mythology, 3 crosses on what? Calvary, remember? Okay, same thing, just a different mythology. So once that goes even further up, not up, but goes west, the last star connected to it, or is more connected to it, but you gotta be knowing what you're looking at to know what to observe. The next star you're gonna see is the star Sirius, okay, and that makes the body of a dragon. But then there's the tail. You got to see all the rest of the stars, and it circles around the body. But anyway, I wanted to show you that because going over this hill where I just came off of, that's where the dragon is. So you're going on a long trail. I'm gonna give you an example. The best movie I can tell you to look at what this looks like, if like the trail I just came off of was on fire. If you ever seen a movie called The 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas, that's what it would look like. It would look like a dragon or a snake. Remember I said the snake is a dragon, but the snake would have wings, right? Okay. So those wings, as you can see, right? That star and that star, those are the wings in between the 3 that you can see slightly right there, right? Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. You're gonna lead right into it. Okay, so the name of the street that'll lead you to all this is Willow Glen and Calabasas. Willow Glen and Las Virgenes and Willow Glen. All right there. It says Church in the Canyon, right? It says on the board, it says welcome. So mythologically, they're connecting the dragon that they killed to the church. The church killed the dragon. So this is part of their ritual or their mythology as they're doing this. So when people say they want to pray for this and pray for that, and they got that cross up there in lights right on the exact spot where the helicopter crashed at, right? So they're actually doing the work. See, this is another thing that Bobby Hemmitt said. He said, now what if I told you that God was the devil and the devil was God? But see, that's what I'm saying. They got people's minds fooled. So I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, now look at that. I wasn't even paying attention to the time, but I gotta get off of it soon. 19 minutes or the number 19 is the path of the serpent. You can find that in the book, the ninth arch by Kenneth Grant. Okay, the ninth arch by Kenneth Grant. And it was 1931. 93 is the number of Aiwass. But in Nordic mythology, Aiwass would be Aivaz. A-I-V-A-Z. A-I-V-A-Z would be Aivaz. Be like Nordic mythology, like in Europe, as like you see like Switzerland, Germany, all that in that area. So the church in the canyon, that's what it's connected to. Cause that's what it says right here. Willow Glen. Let me try to get it to where you can see it a lot better. Yeah, there it goes. Willow Glen. Willow Glen. It's kind of bright right now over there. Hard to see, but it is Willow Glen and Las Vertiginas. See, there it goes. Catch it like that. Las Vertiginas. And let me see if we can get the other one if I can. Willow Glen, as you can see it. It's light that's making it do that. Alright? So now that just goes to show you I'm not making this up or bullshitting you. Alright? God ain't shit. Fuck God, because God don't love highly melanated people. God's been doing this for years and years. Now think about it, all these rappers that have been dying back to back to back to back to back. Oh, you just think it's violence. No. The thing is, before I get up out of here, I'm going to go ahead and get this out right now. In order for you to take the power, remember, all those people that was cheering for Kobe or booing for him, or like when he's at a visiting or he's at home, that same power God is siphoning from Kobe. So when he died, people was pouring out and crying or feeling sad. That same energy that people was giving out, now God is siphoning that energy from Kobe. Like the same thing with all these people are dying, all these rap artists that's been dying back to back to back to back, all the people that feel sad, God is siphoning those energy. You know why? Because they'll let you gain your fans, and now God has your fans because they become sad. And sad is a lower energy form. When it's a lower energy form, that means it's a lot heavier. So that means He's gonna take it. He's gonna take it. So anyway, God can feel like he can gain energy or gain power. He's gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, highly melanated people, so-called black people, get into your magic. Get into your magic. None of this stuff can really happen to you. There's no way really God can kill you if you get into your magic, get into voodoo, they say black magic, all that means is black people's magic. It's all ours. They lying if they saying it ain't, all right? Kill God. God don't love highly melanated people, all right? I say, nigga. And by the way, the word nigga, naga, negus, inger, that means the snake. Remember, in Ireland, St. Patrick, they venerate St. Patrick because he killed what? Got rid of all the snakes from Ireland. That means what? He killed all highly melanated people, so-called black people. Now think about that next time you celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Nigga.